Since its beginning in 1928, Fort Wayne has always been home to the Waterfield Group. Today, the national headquarters is located on 20 acres in southwest Fort Wayne. The company is a multifaceted financial services organization, which includes Indiana's largest thrift institution, Union Federal Savings Bank of Indianapolis. With $11 billion in mortgages serviced in 12 states, Waterfield is the largest privately owned mortgage company in America. Over 1,600 employees occupy over 88,000 square feet of space in the home office. But no one would argue that the foundation of the Waterfield Financial Group is best represented by an almost inconspicuous bronze portrait of Richard Hobbs Waterfield, the man who founded the company 67 years ago.
The day we dedicated the plaque in the lobby of the building here meant a lot to the employees because it provided a permanent embodiment of what the family values, and particularly Mr. Waterfield's values, mean to the company, and the importance to us of keeping those values alive.
The work ethic was very deeply ingrained in the personality of Dick Waterfield. He wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. He worked construction, helping build the old YMCA building and the Wolf and Dessauer department store. For a time, he signed on with the Penn Central Railroad. His work experience gave him an appreciation and respect for the common man that stayed with him his whole life.
In the winter of 1918, when it was so bitterly cold, I think 18 below or something, he was the only one of all the paper boys that got his route finished that day.
Dick started out with his brother Dallas in the insurance business. And it was a tough business, and they came through the Depression. It was just hard as nails to make a dollar.
Things got so tough that employees took a pay cut from $18.50 a week to $11. And the threat of bankruptcy was a reality.
I think in the mid-30s, he was about $500 from bankruptcy. He had an attorney friend who loaned him the $500 so he could make whatever payments he had to make in about that time. And he was proud that he had a friend who had faith in him, and of course proud that he could pay it back.
The reason banks like to do business with Dick Waterfield was because of the integrity.
He was the kind of customer banks like, and I speak of that as a director of the Lincoln Bank. I was well aware of it. I was well aware of the fact that he was very cordially wooed by the Fort Wayne Bank as well.
A lot of the things that Dick was doing in those days were new to the industry, new to the banking industry. And if it wasn't for Dick and his character and the confidence we had in Dick, they wouldn't have gotten done.
Dick Waterfield had a sense about people. He liked them and had an unusual talent for seeing their true potential.
He saw starting a business from scratch, and that he believed that if you got talented people and that you supported these talented people, that both the company and the individuals could grow.
An awful lot of the people that he employed out of college or at least very young went on to become very significant mortgage people in Indiana.
I think Mr. Waterfield is the generation on whose shoulders we all stand right now.
Dick Waterfield moved to Fort Wayne from Covington, Kentucky in 1913, the year of the flood. He saw Fort Wayne go through tough times, and one of the rewards that he enjoyed most from his own success was the ability to give something back to the city he called home.
I said I wouldn't have had my house if it hadn't been for Mr. Waterfield.
And Dick in particular was responsible for seeing that there was financing available, money available to build the houses for low income, particularly minority borrowers, and he was kind of ahead of his time in that. He honored his family. They meant a great deal to him.
Because Dick Waterfield touched so many lives and was respected by so many people, his memory is like a family heirloom that belongs to all who knew him.
I would say that he had a heart of love, how to help people. That's what I would say.
He never lost the common touch. He had it. He was just himself always.
I could go to him more or less and get fatherly advice that not only was fatherly advice, but also business advice.
If Mr. Waterfield were here today, I think I would want to thank him and tell him how much I appreciate what the company did for me in the 32 years I worked for him.
But I've never had anybody else that I've thought of many times as, well, thanks, Dick, for what you did.
Dick Waterfield embodied the best of Hoosier values. He was modest, slow to criticize, friendly, easily approachable, and uniquely thoughtful of others. He had a wonderful sense of values, was not afraid of hard work, and even though he became very successful, never needed center stage or top billing. Dick set a high standard in responding with grace and good humor to the needs of his friends, and he was generous in his gifts to worthwhile causes, always quietly, usually almost anonymously, and without fanfare. He kept his word and was a man of unimpeachable integrity. He was easy to like. In a way, that describes Dick Waterfield. He was a great friend, and many of us still miss him today. All honor to his name.